Before I get this video started, I would like to give a special thank you to the guys down at Subaru of Corvallis for allowing me to come down and review the 2019 Subaru Impreza Hatchback. If you're interested in a 2019 Subaru Hatchback or the other dependable Subaru models, be sure to hit them up and they'll be happy to get you into your next vehicle. The link to the dealership will be in the description box below.
What's going on? This is Big G from Ryders and welcome to another episode of Testing Rides. Today, I'm going to be testing out the 2019 Subaru Impreza Hatchback Limited. Welcome to the 2019 Subaru Impreza Hatchback. The Impreza was redesigned back for the 2017 model year, and it's one of the first few vehicles to go on the new Subaru Global platform. So that platform added a lot more refinements in the chassis, kind of the strength of it. This car got an updated of the engine that it had previously before, and the car got a little bit bigger without gaining too much weight, which is always pretty cool. And so this is for the 2019 model year. Subaru's come standard with the eyesight system now. And if you've been doing research on Subarus, you know exactly what the eyesight system is. But just as a refresher, Subaru safety system that adds the front end collision assist and other stuff. So it's pretty cool that this car can come with all that stuff. And the basic version of this car could be under $20,000, which is a pretty good deal considering you're getting all-wheel drive and all the safety systems. So this Impreza and all Imprezas come standard with a 2-liter direct injected boxer 4-cylinder, making 152 horsepower and 145 foot-pounds of torque. Since this car does compete in the compact size car class, this car only weighs about 3,100 pounds, which is pretty good considering this is all-wheel drive. And because that weight is pretty low, it does get a very reasonable 28 in the city and 38 on the highway, which again is pretty impressive considering this car has a full-time all-wheel drive system. And that weight is not too far off with the rest of the market of the compact size car class weighs. And you know, just as a refresher, this does compete with cars like the Honda Civic and the Toyota Corolla and the Chevy Cruze, the Ford Focus, cars like that. And this car is all-wheel drive and it's about the same weight. I think some of them might be a slightly little bit lighter, but considering this is all-wheel drive, that's definitely not bad at all. So this model of Subaru Impreza, this is the 2019 Subaru Impreza Limited Hatchback, and this one starts at about $25,000. And you get a lot of good standard equipment. Just some of the standout standard equipments that I've noticed is the push-button start, the nice headlights, and the leather interior. But this does have an option package on it that does take it up to $30,000, which adds the sunroof, the 8-inch display on the interior, and also blind spot monitoring on the car, which is definitely a very good package to add. But that brings the price up to about $30,000, making this the most expensive regular Subaru Impreza hatchback that you can buy. And for $30,000 for everything that this car comes with, I think that's a pretty good deal. Alright, welcome to the 2019 Subaru Impreza Hatchback Limited interior. And the first thing that you notice when you hop into the Subaru Impreza Hatchback Limited is the simple fact that since this is the highest spec of the model, everything in this car is very nice, very well built, and it just feels very nice. So where I rest my arm up here to drive is pretty nice and soft. The steering wheel has a nice feel to it. I love Subaru steering wheel design. I'm not going to get into that again. I talked about that in the Subaru Ascent video and a couple other videos besides that, but it's laid out very well and I think it looks nice. I love Subaru's clear gauges here in the front here, like, you know, everything's pretty laid out. You got a speedometer there in the middle, which is very nice. I like the 8-inch screen here in the upgraded model of the Impreza, and I like this little mini screen there. It kind of gives you some information on the car, so when you turn on cruise control, you'll see that it says eyesight system. It kind of just projects like a car in front of you. It's pretty awesome. I think it's really cool. And it does kind of that little cheesy brake thing that like all the Subaru models do now. When you step on the brakes, it's like almost like the classic school bus type of thing, which is pretty cool and pretty weird at the same time. You know, the shifter feels nice. The center console feels nice. The seats are very comfortable. So you guys know I'm a big dude. I'm over 6 feet tall and over 350 pounds. And, you know, this interior is very comfortable. Like, this is definitely one of the better, you know, interiors for guys my size. And I like it quite a bit. All right, welcome to the 2019 Subaru Impreza Hatchback driving portion. Let's go ahead and hop out on the road and see how this thing drives. All right, let's go ahead and start this video like I normally do with the little pull. All right. Welcome to the driving portion. As you can see there that the 2019 Subaru Impreza Hatchback is not quick at all, but that's not what this car is about. So, first thing when you hop out on the road, if you ignore that this car is pretty slow, this dang car is so comfortable to drive. Oh my God. Like, as you guys know, I'm a big dude, over 6 feet tall and over 350 pounds, and this car is so comfortable. I got plenty of head space, I got plenty of hip room, I got plenty of shoulder room. Every single window I'm looking out in the front here, and even some of the back and some of the sides, it's pretty. You can see out of it pretty well. Like the greenhouse is pretty good. The Subaru Impreza Hatchback also has blind spot monitoring on the mirror, which I'm becoming a bigger fan of. So this car is very comfortable to drive. What else? So the suspension is so nice, soft, and compliant. Like this thing's just floating down the road here. And remember, this is a compact car, so this is like, you know, this competes in the same car class as something like the you know, Honda Civic or Corolla or something like that. And I definitely think this is definitely at the higher end of quality when it comes to driving qualities of a compact car. The only thing that I'm kind of noticing is I do hear a little bit of tire and road noise, but it's not horrible. I mean, like I said, considering this is a compact car, not like a mid-size SUV or a luxury SUV or a luxury car or a luxury compact or nothing like that. This is kind of like your average car, just the top spec, and it's decently quiet for that. So let's go on a couple curves here, see how things do. You know, it's not bad. You know, considering this is not a WRX or an STR or anything like that, it takes turns pretty good. And it's pretty decently fun to drive. It's just pushing it, of course, is not going to end well in this car. Let's see if I can get a little bit of speed in this turn. No, I can't take that at 55. I mean, this ain't that type of car. See, like, look, that wasn't bad. All right, let's accelerate. Go, 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 go. Up to 60. Not bad. Like, it's definitely not fast. I actually hope Subaru gives up the naturally aspirated engines for smaller displacement turbo engines, just to give the cars a little bit more torque. Because to be real, the car doesn't need any more power. Like 150 horsepower for a 3,100 pounds car for like a compact car is pretty respectable, but the torque number is just not very good. I mean, at 145 foot-pounds of torque as a naturally aspirated, it's not very good. If it had 145 foot-pounds of torque and it was turbo, it'd feel decent, but because it's naturally aspirated, all the power is up top, you know, it's not great. One cool thing that I've been noticing about all Super CVTs lately is the simple fact that they mimic transmissions. So, let's downshift a couple fake gears. Did you guys notice that? It like cut out a little bit like it was a transmission, which is kind of cool. And I think that's just because people. But you guys, I mean, if you've driven one of the modern regular Imprezas, you know that these aren't known for power, but I wish they would have done something a little bit different, or maybe put the 2.5 liter out of an Outback in this car. I think that'd be a good match for this car. 180 horsepower in the 3,100 pound car, it'd be pretty decently quick, and honestly, I think you'll get about the same gas mileage. It just all depends on, you know, the tolerances that Subaru's working with packaging and engineering this car. To be honest, the 2019 Subaru Impreza Hatchback is a very comfortable car to drive. It's just a solid car all around. There's nothing that is bad except for power, of course. Like, the handling is pretty decent for a car like this. The fuel economy is excellent for a car like this. With this car being a full-time all-wheel drive car, 28 in the city and 38 on the highway is very good. And, you know, if you're looking for a car that does everything well, you definitely should take a look at the 2019 Subaru Impreza Hatchback. Impreza starts at, you know, like what, like under $20,000, but I say at least you should get a premium, because that's when you kind of start getting some decent options in the interior, and you know, rocking with the hubcaps or some of the very, very basic cheap features. But the Limited is definitely very good. Honestly, I would say that for, you know, the $29,000 that this car costs, if you want a compact car like this with options, honestly, I don't think that's a bad deal. Typically, I would say get mid-range model, because that's the best deal. But to be real, $30,000 for this is not bad at all. So if you're looking for a comfortable, decently fun to drive, all-wheel drive, dependable, fuel-efficient car, you should definitely take a look at a 2019 Subaru Impreza, whether that's the sedan or the hatchback. Alright, if you like this video, hit me with the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, keep riding with me. Thanks for watching.